white, red, black, pale. For 2,000 years, these riders have defined our image of the apocalypse. But centuries before Revelation, Zoroastrian priests in Persia described the same riders. Tonight, we trace the apocalypse back to its source. Let's start with what the Bible actually says. Revelation, chapter 6. A sealed scroll is opened, and with each seal, a rider appears. First seal, a white horse. Its rider carries a bow and wears a crown. Conquering, and to conquer. This is conquest, relentless, mounted, unstoppable. Second seal, a red horse, bright as blood. Its rider wields a great sword. His mission, to take peace from the earth. This is war. Third seal, a black horse. Its rider carries scales, a merchant's tool. A voice cries out, a quart of wheat for a denarius, a day's wage for one meal. This is famine. Fourth seal, a pale horse, chloros, in Greek, sickly, greenish-yellow, the color of a corpse. Its rider's name is Death. And Hades follows, swallowing a quarter of humanity. Four riders. Four catastrophes. The cascade of civilizational collapse. But here's the question. Where did John get this imagery? Turn back 600 years. The book of Zechariah describes four chariots with colored horses, red, black, white, dappled, sent to patrol the four corners of earth. John didn't invent this imagery, he inherited it. And the imagery goes even further back. To Persia. Mounted archers on horseback, the Parthians, were Rome's greatest nightmare. When John's audience saw a rider with a bow, they thought of conquest from the east. The Zandi Vohuman Yazan, a Zoroastrian apocalyptic text from Persia. Written centuries before Revelation, it describes a prophet's vision, a tree with four metal branches. Four metals. Four ages of the world. Gold, the age of righteousness. Silver, truth weakens. Steel, war consumes nations. Mixed iron, chaos and falsehood reign until final judgment. The structure is identical. Zoroaster's four ages of decline mirror John's four horsemen. Both progress from order to chaos. Both build toward apocalypse. After the Babylonian exile, Jews lived under Persian rule for 2 centuries. They absorbed Persian ideas, angels, demons, cosmic battle between good and evil, and apocalyptic literature. By the time John wrote Revelation in 90 AD, these traditions had mixed for 6 centuries. The imagery of four-part judgment was already part of the apocalyptic vocabulary. But why horsemen? In the ancient world, cavalry meant speed, power, inevitability. Mounted warriors conquered empires. They brought judgment swift as thunder. The image was universal. The pattern appears across cultures. In Hinduism, Kalki, the final avatar of Vishnu, rides a white horse at the end of the Kali Yuga, destroying evil and restoring cosmic order. Greek mythology told of divine horsemen bringing judgment. Norse legends described riders of Ragnarok. Mesopotamian texts spoke of cosmic chaos delivered by mounted figures. Civilizations that never met imagined the end the same way. Why? Because they shared the same fears: conquest, war, starvation, death. The horsemen are universal human catastrophe. Even the colors carried meaning. White signaled Roman victory. Red meant blood and war across every culture. Black represented famine, the void of scarcity. And pale green was the color of death, of plague, of corpses. In 1498, a German artist changed everything. Albrecht Dürer created a woodcut that would define the Four Horsemen for 5 centuries. But Durer added details John never wrote. Look at Durer's interpretation. All 4 riders gallop together in violent chaos. Death tramples a bishop. War raises his sword. Famine reaches forward. An angel watches from above, nowhere in John's text. Before Durer, medieval manuscripts showed the horsemen as symbolic, separate figures. Durer made them dynamic, terrifying, immediate. His version became the image. Durer's vision echoes through 5 centuries. From Hollywood films to graphic novels, from heavy metal album covers to video games, when we imagine the apocalypse, we see Durer's horsemen. Christians still debate, is the first horseman Christ or the Antichrist? White suggests purity, the crown divine victory. But the bow means war, and he rides with disaster. 2,000 years, no consensus. The horsemen are just the beginning. They're the first 4 of 7 seals. After them come martyrs crying for justice, cosmic catastrophe, and 7 trumpets of judgment. The apocalypse unfolds in waves. Why does this imagery endure? Because it names our deepest fears: invasion, violence, hunger, death. These aren't just ancient catastrophes, they're the cascade of human suffering across all history. The archaeological evidence is clear. From Mesopotamian cylinder seals to Greek coins to Roman triumphal art, mounted figures bringing judgment appear everywhere in the ancient Near East. These symbols worked because they reflected reality. Empires collapsed. Wars ravaged populations. Famines wiped out regions. Plagues killed millions. The Four Horsemen were history. John's genius wasn't inventing the horseman. It was weaving ancient symbols into a new narrative. He took imagery everyone recognized and used it to describe Rome's violence, empire's cruelty, and cosmic justice. For John's audience, Christians persecuted under Roman rule, the horseman had immediate meaning. Rome was conquest. Rome brought war. Rome's economy created scarcity. Rome meant death. The symbols endure because they're universal. Every generation faces conquest, war, scarcity, death. The horsemen aren't just ancient prophecy, they're the pattern of human catastrophe, repeated across history. Modern biblical scholars agree, Revelation draws from established apocalyptic traditions. John used Zechariah, absorbed Persian imagery, employed Greek symbolism. This doesn't diminish Revelation, it shows John spoke in powerful cultural language. Today, we still see the horsemen. In war zones. In famine crises. In pandemics. But understanding their origins doesn't make them less powerful, it shows why these symbols spoke truth then, and warn us now. From Persia to Israel, from John's vision to Durer's art, from medieval manuscripts to modern movies, the Four Horsemen are humanity's oldest apocalypse. They predate Revelation by centuries. And they'll outlast us all. White, red, black, pale. 4 colors. 4 riders. 4 ages of catastrophe. The apocalypse wasn't written by one prophet, it was spoken by every civilization that ever feared the end. This is Underlight Histories, where the overlooked is illuminated. Thanks for watching. See you next time.